talk to you about an anime called OreShura. That's the short name of it, anyways. Um, I thought it was pretty fun. In the beginning, it was something very classic. Um, the main character, I could have it like Ita, you may call him that in the show. Anyways, this is the first. Okay. Anyway, Ita does not like love because apparently to him his parents were separated and divorced, and because of that separation, like him feeling anti-love, he doesn't really like to even think about that kind of concept. There is a scene that's later on in the show, the series, that he confessed to a girl that he liked, and it didn't really go so well. And Ita is a victim of I'm not sure how many shows really do this, but it's called eighth grade syndrome, and basically, it's all it is. It's like you in middle school, elementary school. You fantasize about having magic powers, or being able to do this or that or whatever, any kind of fantasy, really whatever. And then you enact that in real life, and you think that you to some level think that you have these powers. I mean, no one really believes that. If you have eighth grade syndrome, then it's likely means that you don't in your heart of hearts truly believe that. um so that's it. Let's see, what is it? Okay, so it started off the way it started off. mm, she had she has silver hair and blue eyes, which I thought it's always kind of cliche. I mean, um, which I thought was always kind of cliche because I was like, oh, blue eyes, oh, yet again, the Japanese just, I don't know, their worship of these few, 0.5% of the planet who actually have that kind of look in their eyes. Um, I don't know why it's so worship, but anyways, and okay, well, let me start from the beginning. He goes to school one day, and his best friend, she lives right next to him, and am I saying a review or am I telling you about the story? That's a question. Would I rather tell you the story or the review? I would have to like link my stuff to every man known site. Story. I'll tell you the story. Review. Story. Review shit. Okay, so anyways, alright, so you know the story. Anyway, she's got silver eyes and blue hair, and blue eyes and silver hair, and she's sitting next to Ida because of class arrangements. And at first, I was like, oh, obviously they're gonna, there's gonna be some eventual happenings there. I mean, I even read the description. I even, did a little spoiling for myself because I mean, sometimes I do need a spoiler to get into the series, and I was really trying to get into the series because I thought I really like it, and I did. And I just, I needed something definite to see what was gonna, happen. And I'm not gonna particularly spoil anything. Well, let's see, if I'm doing a review, can I not spoil anything? I'll do it episode by episode, so that this way, I'll do some episode by episode. Okay, I'm gonna do a general review for now, and then I'll do episode by episode. Okay, so that's a long summary for a short time. I don't know what to talk about for this long time. Because you gotta be someone who's seen it. Alright, anyway, this video is travel on camera, so you have nothing to worry about. Let's see, Ita, he's a cool guy, he's funny. The way he gets upset and his embarrassment is so like Shinobi, the other 8th grade syndrome show. Well, I don't want to call it the other 8th grade syndrome show, but they're both similar. They have romance, comedy, and then, fantasy in that way. So we all remember how later on he. Alright, well, I'll just go with the flow. Alright, so I'll make it like a general outline in the future. So he does it. He does. Got bags under my eyes all the time. Phone's getting pretty hot. Okay. Alright, well, I guess I want to talk about the characters. I kind of want to do an outline of like the entire anime. So I feel like doing little individual parts. And then if you want to see these individual parts, then you can. Alright, well, I'll test that kind of theory out. Okay, so let me talk about the character. Okay, silver-eyed, blue-eyed, silver-haired. In the future, I'll get these right. I'll like have a little list next to me of the names and such. Makara or something. She's very likable to me personally. I don't know, her kind of character. She's abusive. I don't know. It's funny. It's like bold. It's like confident. She's the same voice actress that plays Shugahara-san in Bakumegatari, if you ever seen that. And she very much fits that. The voice acting really just shifts over because it's absolutely the same type of character. I wouldn't even say there's a difference. No, the only thing is the fake boyfriend thing. She's very her feelings, I would say, are very surprising to her because you find out later on that she's sort of an identity crisis because of her father and everything. And you were thinking this whole time, you're like, she's just cause I don't know, just cause she doesn't act the way most people do doesn't mean she shouldn't believe anything. We're trying to figure out hard, like all her comedy, all her jokes, her sarcasm, her coolness. We're trying to figure out what part of that should we try to see from her. Make this 15 minutes. But in the end, she turned out to be a really cool character. She's very she doesn't like the attention per se. Not because I think actually the reason she has for not liking the attention is she's not unlike I would say this because I think she doesn't like the attention particularly for one because of her family history. She's the jewel, she's the accessory to her family, and because of that she decides that she doesn't want to be prized as someone with attention, that this is her way of getting away from her father. And also because she doesn't want to be, asked out by every guy or whatever, because honestly she wants that connection with someone, and I think she learns that later on when she meets Ita, and later she grows to like him and everything. And I think she just sort of realizes that it wasn't that she just didn't want a boyfriend. It's like she just didn't want anyone but him. I mean, it became that she didn't want anyone but him. Because sometimes it's not that you didn't want a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like if you wanted a girlfriend or boyfriend, you could have one, but she could have one, but the only thing that would stop her is if she had a boyfriend like Ada, or there was an Ada to her out there. Like, she didn't know that. You wouldn't know that until that person is brought to you, and then you have to realize that by how you're feeling. You have to, because honestly we're pretty set on our feelings sometimes, but you adapt to it, and that's how it became the relationship that they had. Talking about Ai-chan, or the pink hair girl. She let's see what she was very sweet. I liked her. She was the way she was defensive was very cute. She definitely was putting herself out there. Although I think I think everybody thought that this whole childhood friend thing. I mean, she's taking it a little too far. I mean, she hasn't known him since kindergarten, and she's been obsessing over him. Well, I don't know if she's been obsessing. I've yet to read the light novel, but she apparently there's this huge gap in time, and then all the way up to high school, and she conveys these feelings and times. It's this thing with like crushes in our mind. Like crushes in our mind are not our crushes in reality. When we go and talk to that person, it's not what we thought we believed. Like we let ourselves we thought it and we thought and thought and we let ourselves believe that we would like this person. That we intended to like them. It wasn't something that just happened. Nothing just happens. But if you, I mean, they say you don't need a reason to fall in love and so and so whatever. And I'm fine with that. It's a good reason. Then there's also a difference between like there's those wrong type of love, sibling on sibling and stuff like that. It's it's all it's it's definitely it's not something that's realistic. It's only something that's in manga anime. These you fall in love with someone because you're so grateful to them or something. It's not that you're not in love, but the way you're falling in love, it just won't hold sometimes. Like because of our sometimes our pride as humans, like the gratefulness factor. Your pride, the boyfriend, if he's the one being his girlfriend's being grateful to him, maybe he listened to her like 1,000 phone calls and something like that. His pride may eventually. I had a relationship like that, and his pride may eventually get him to think that this wasn't really a real thing. That she's not liking him for him. She's just with him to pay back some sort of debt. So I just thought that's how the pink girl relationship in her mind is with Ita. I don't know, she's obsessing over it, and because of the obsession, it just grew and just grew and just grew. I had no reason to, pop. Nobody really, said anything there. But I mean, she loves you. She wants to. That's fine. Um, at the end of the series, he tries to make her hate her, and ends up making her. Yeah, really. I mean, she was done for. He should never have walked into that room. We all saw the last episode. He walks into the room. She's a little defeated about the kiss that Marsha and him had earlier. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm defeated. It's no more. I'm not even gonna play around." And he comes in there, tries to convince her, and it actually gets her to renew her feelings. Um, yeah, I just want to talk about. Maybe I'm just talking about the relationships between the characters. All right. I'll talk about both their relationship and also their person. The black hair girl. I'm gonna talk about his best friend last. Um, the black hair girl. She was really sweet. She was funny. She was cute. She was a lot of things. She was very sincere in how she felt, the way she did things. She wasn't a bad looking character. What was it? There's a lot of sometimes I've never really liked is these glasses characters. They're kind of shy and quiet, but then so. But anyways, and then they take the glass off and look completely different. And all this, and then they keep putting them back on. They keep taking them off, putting them back on. Um, all this stuff, and yeah, that's kind of what maybe I thought she might be like, but she's different. And her hair is pretty cool. I thought it was just this I don't know what to call it, but like a little circular pattern around her head with her black things, and then but actually she has like a ponytail or hairstyle. Her long hair just comes through the back, it just hits her back, so it's kind of cool. It's a cute hairstyle. Um, she was very funny. She didn't give up, and she kept her. Um, I will say it's her relationship is, and I hate to reference Shinobi again, but Shinobi, if you haven't seen it, it's called something like that. Shinobi is like look up eighth grade syndrome. I'm sure you'll see the show, and just look up anime. And she Shinobi. Anyways, and it's sort of like her relationship with that main character, and their relationship is basically as the same as with Ita and the black hair. That I was down. I saw a gray world. There was nothing really of interest to me. But then right, or something happened, and because of whatever happened, I'm kind of feeling that I need to be inspired by something, and then boom, you come along and you show me all these new ways to think and to do and everything. And it's basically like he is the world to her because he taught her the world through coincidence, and that was it. Um, let's see. Okay, so his childhood best friend, the orange haired girl. Uh, yeah, maybe it's not orange, it's brown or something. But I tell you what, my screen has, if I put up a little skin tone, a little hair color, a little hair color thing, and what's gonna look, if I held up a color wheel and I try to match, let's say it was 10 of the colors, it's gonna be orange. Okay, don't get me with this. It's actually blonde stuff, because you know what? I've seen a big difference between Southern blondes and Japanese blondes. So don't, in fact, there needs to be a new name for that. I'm sure there is, but people are just probably just generalizing with the blondes. With my reviews, you'll see a lot of maybe ignorant. In fact, you might want to debate. You'll probably want to debate a little with me. Say, oh, this isn't right. It's something. Oh, it's my opinion. It's the knowledge I'm working with. If I say, I don't know. If I say M equals FA, do you know what that means? If you do, then you're supposed to down. I don't care. Just don't nitpick. I mean, the world's too big to know everything, and I'll try to know everything I can, but only what I want to. So if I don't know something, or if I'm lacking a little information, then you just have to clarify the bottom in a non jerk kind of way, and just like the videos. If you like the videos, don't do any of that. Because I mean, what's the point of being so smart that you have to say it out loud? Because I don't. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Eita himself. We already spoke on Eita a little bit. His aunt, just a side note. I want to contribute, talk about her, because she, did house him. She's funny. He described her as a kid in adult clothing, and that's basically what she is. And she's very mature at the same time, though. Since I guess she makes games or writes games or whatever. Um, she can really understand what Ada's going through in terms of game perspective. She talks about different routes, and in the routes, she says, okay, you can get all of them to hate you or love you, or pick one of them to love you. And the story, how the story progresses, really, I didn't expect Ada to draw this much attention. Let's see, his childhood friend was already there. She already liked him. Besides his childhood friend, the black-haired girl, she came to like him if it had not been for the meeting. It's like almost as if he really, if he had not met the silver haired girl, he really would have met the pink haired girl, and he really would have met the pink haired girl. I don't think the orange haired girl, because the whole meeting was about her joining the club and then doing that action to get her popular. So she went, with that guy, not with that guy, and then that was the only reason the black girl even saw him. So the black girl wouldn't have been in existence, and the orange haired girl wouldn't have said her feelings because she had no reason to. I mean, you really don't. I mean, that's how all the animes go. Because you think you have this like little hold over them just because you're there and no one else is there. But I mean, if you don't do something, then that's just it. What was that? What was it? You were so bold. I know you're so bold. So I was watching. It was Sword Art. It was the extra edition or something, and they commented to Asuna, or yeah, Asuna, that she was so bold for getting Kirito to go out with her like that and marry her like that, because she invited him things, she got him into certain stuff. I don't know, but just basically you have to, be able to be that pusher. The silver haired girl wasn't exactly that. She was a pusher, but she definitely, she she was more of an obvious sign in his life that he couldn't ignore, and that just eventually led to what he liked about her. Um, so he liked her a teeny bit at first, but that was more because of her looks than anything. And then it's like later on, he just feels this sort of onion see is my made up word, for owning someone in a way that's feels yours. Um, just that attachment to her. He puts like one episode, he puts like a blanket over her head when she's been looked at guys like you, and it's basically, it's all like, yeah. I mean, I'm so tired. Let's see, and that's it. Alright, so anyways, I thought it was a great series. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. If you watch the video for all these minutes because, for kicks, I don't know. But yeah, you should watch it. The description is down below. And I hope you have a great time.